Hey, Barnstormers fans, I'm Jake McDonald, and today I'm sitting here with pitcher Pete Andrelczyk on the team. So how's it going today, Pete?
It's going well. It's going well.
And so overall, how's your season going so far?
Uh, Ups and downs. We started really well. We were on the road and played well on the road. We had good weather. And then we kind of got into a rough patch, bad weather, rain, cold weather. Found out that we're not really a cold weather team. So we're starting to turn it around a little bit. Starting to get into a more consistent schedule. We were on the road in Texas and Southern Maryland and a lot of games in a short amount of time, traveling, playing on the same day. So now that we're starting to get a more consistent schedule, you'll see guys get a little bit more consistent with their at-bats and their innings and things like that. So we're starting to pick it up, but it's been ups and downs for the first couple weeks. So
Now, this is your third season with the Barnstormers. So far with this year, how does it compare to previous seasons that you've had here in Lancaster?
um, the only thing really different about this season is just the fact that there's been a ton of weather. I've seen more tarps in the first month of the season than I have, honestly, in seasons past in the entire season. Um, so playing wise, we've always been kind of middle of the road. We don't seem to want to clinch until the end of the season, and that's been the way it's been last 2 years. So hopefully, we can get on a little bit of a roll here and try to make it into the playoffs in the first half. If not, pick it up a little bit and get in there in the second. But I think we've got a good enough team. We'll be okay.
Now, you're from the area. You mentioned you went to Manheim Township. So what's it like to play in your hometown, probably in front of a lot of your friends and family oftentimes?
It's fun. Honestly, it's the reason that I don't think I'll ever go play anywhere else. I get to do things here in the off season. I get to honestly, I'm 9/10 of a mile from the stadium, so I walk into the stadium. Not a bit like it's. There's so many things on the way into the stadium. I can stop and get a nice cup of coffee, and relax, and it's a comfortable feeling for me. I've had offers to go play other places, not during the season, but in the off season, and it's just something where I enjoy being around here so much that as cliche as it sounds, and my brother always he tells me that it sounds like you're just saying that because, but I'm gonna retire here. I'm gonna finish my career here. I really enjoy playing here. It's the most fun I've had playing baseball, and in all honesty, I think it is strictly because it's my hometown and strictly because of the way we run the team and the atmosphere and the fans. It's just such a nice place to play baseball.
Now you're playing under manager Butch Hobson, who's had experience playing and managing in the major leagues, specifically with Boston. So what's it like to know a guy both from a professional standpoint and a personal standpoint playing under him? What's the most important thing you've learned from him specifically on and off the field?
Just how to approach the game. He always tells us that he didn't have, all the talent in the world, but it doesn't take talent to hustle, and it doesn't take talent to have a good attitude about playing the game. And understandably, you're going to get upset at times, but it's just going about the game the right way. And it is, I mean, when you step back, you realize that you're playing for a guy he's an unbelievable big leaguer. He's a guy that has so much experience, and he's here, just in your corner. And in your corner for everything. I mean, if you screw up, he goes to bat for you no matter what it is. And then, he'll come back and tell you what you did wrong. But it's such a cool experience to have somebody like that be there for you and teach you, not the ropes of the game. We've all been here. We've all played, countless years. But just to have his knowledge of the game in certain situations and to know that he's seen probably way more stuff than you have. And he's been on that level. And he's been he's been at pretty much every level of baseball. To have that kind of expertise leading you every day is awesome. It really is. It's a blessing to be able to play for that guy.
Now you're one of the Barnstormers on the team that's had experience playing for a Major League Baseball organization. You were a fourth-round draft pick by the Miami Marlins in 2008 and ended up spending 6 seasons in their organization. So what's that like to go from that organization to that level of baseball to play at the Atlantic League, and how did the two compare?
Honestly, I'll tell you, when I got released and I got a call from Butch and Ross, and I had actually met Ross a couple years prior, but I got a call from them and they asked me if I wanted to come up and play, and I told them I'd think about it because you're hoping you get a call from somebody else, and it sounds funny, but there's a stigma with independent baseball that it's just not a good brand of baseball. It's not very good. But I get up here and I signed here and I started to play, and I mean, it's a double A, triple A league year in and year out. You put us in a triple A league, and we'll compete just based on the fact that, if the amount of talent we have on this team or the amount of talent we've had in the years past, we'll compete in a triple A league every year. We may finish middle of the road, we may win the league, we may be in the bottom half of the league, but that's how pretty much every team is. We've got guys on here on this team that can obviously go to the big leagues. Phil Koch was here for a start, and he's back in the big leagues now. We had Albers here, who was here for a start. He's back with a big league organization. So the talent is there, and the talent is there across the board in pretty much every team. So you go out, and it's a good brand of baseball. It comparably, you're looking at, honestly, a very good AA team, very good AAA team year in and year out. And we can field enough guys to send them out to big league organizations where they want to come out, and they're picking guys off our rosters every day.
Now, when you're not at the ballpark, what kind of things are you interested in on and off the field?
I work with a nonprofit down in the city, the Commonweal. They are getting kids more interested in bikes and helping them fix their bikes and learn more about them. I obviously like to ride my bike. I like to go golfing. I just started picking up disc golfing. Mm-hmm. So there's actually a ton of courses in this area. So my brother and I will go out there. It's a good way to get my 10,000 steps in a day. I love to read. My mother's a librarian, so pretty much any kind of card game, board game, stuff like that. I'm a nut for that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty much a geek when I get off the field, but
I can certainly relate to that. Now, before we go here, I want to ask you, what's one goal you want to accomplish before the end of the season?
Before the end of the season, I would love to be able to clinch a playoff spot in the first half, finally, and then be able to figure some things out going into the playoffs and not keep the fans in Lancaster in suspense the entire year. Honestly, that would probably have to be just the biggest kind of team goal is to. That's my personal team goal, is to be able to do that. As a team, I'd love to be able to see guys get signed and go out to places they want to go to. That's not to say guys don't love playing here. If they're not getting signed to another organization, guys are so happy playing here, and they'll come back to play here as often as they can. But our main goal is to be able to get guys signed and be able to get the talent that comes through here back into big league organizations or down into winter ball jobs and down in the Caribbean or things like that. So personally, I'd love to do get the playoffs wrapped up first half. As a team, we'd love to see those guys get signed and back into the big league organizations.
Well, Pete, I want to thank you again for sitting down with me today.
My pleasure.
And again, Barnstormers fans, pitcher Pete Andrelczyk here. You can come see him out at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Check the Lancaster Barnstormers schedule at lancasterbarnstormers.com. Again, I'm Jake McDonald. Thank you for watching.